Today our topic is ATP, the cell's way of organizing chemical energy exchange. I could argue that understanding exercise physiology begins with understanding ATP. Furthermore, it is then logical to state that if you do not understand cellular metabolism and the regulation of cellular ATP, then it is a huge barrier to your understanding of exercise physiology. When we exercise, the capacity to sustain normal muscle ATP concentration drives the cellular and systemic response to exercise. If we cannot do this, then the combination of disturbed cellular metabolite, some increasing and other decreasing, and the accompanying behavior response to the uncomfortable sensation we experience will compromise sustained exercise and or sports athlete performance. If you struggle with understanding cellular metabolism, you will struggle with exercise physiology. Metabolic biochemistry is therefore an essential prerequisite to the study of exercise physiology. However, in our program, the prerequisite of our exercise physiology course is human physiology, not biochemistry. So, instructor and student both have a tough time to teach and to learn exercise physiology. This is why I am so focused on biochemical topic. ATP is the chemical abbreviation for adenosine triphosphate. Note that ATP has three chemical components, an adenine group, a ribose sugar group, and three phosphate group linked in series from carbon 5 of the ribose. Together, the ribose and adenine group form adenosine. As you have now learned, ATP is incredibly important for all cells of the body. ATP is essential to the chemical system for transferring free energy from chemical reaction to a numerous of cellular processes essential to life. Many other textbook authors have described ATP as an energy currency of the cell. However, I would rather you study on why this is the case than simply memorize this term. For your study of exercise physiology, the best example of the cellular demand for and regulation of ATP supply concerns muscle contraction. When muscle contracts, there is an enormous increase in ATP demand, which of course then set in motion all the metabolic regulation that concern carbohydrate, phosphagen, and lipid catabolism. Concerning muscle contraction, I would like to show my performance when I was around 38 years old, almost 14 years ago. I could lift around 10 repetitions of 225 pounds bench press exercise. And my body mass was around only 165 at that time. My 1RM, RM mean repetition maximum, my 1RM was around 345 pounds. Impressive, right? Can you imagine how I was able to? Because I have a high concentration of ATP in my muscle? Not really. I have a capacity to resynthesize ATP at a very high rate using phosphagen catabolism. You will learn soon phosphagen system. Are you excited to learn the phosphagen system? And I want to share my performance. Lifting up? Yeah. 225 pounds, 255 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you get it, you got it. 10. Okay, and I would like to a little bit introduce exercise program. This exercise program is muscle hypertrophy program. How to increase your muscle mass, size. So you need around 75% of your maximum weight. This case, my 1RM is 345. So my 75% of 1RM was 255 pounds. So I use 255 pounds. I need multiple set. So this case, 4 set. And another one, you need not enough recovery time. So this case, 1.5 minutes or 1 minute 30 seconds. So I did first 10 repetition. I think I can show you. How about second one? 2 minutes 13 seconds. So 2 minutes 13 seconds. So this is my second set. After 1 minute 30 second resting time. And I did 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. Yes. I did 5 repetition. And after another 1 minute 30 seconds, I did 3. And after 1 minute 30 seconds, again, I did only 2 repetitions, even same weight. Wow. So first is impressive. Using 255, I did 10 repetitions. But another one, after 1 minute 30 second rest, my repetition decreased. My repetition decreased 10, 5, 3, 2. But actually, this is a pattern. So this is hypertrophy program and exercise, all out exercise until to failure. But my repetition decreased. How can you explain Dr. Won can do 10 repetition using 255 and then, right? How can you explain why his repetition decreased 10, 5, 3, 2? Right? So does it make sense? Why not 10, 10, 10, 10? Right? So to understand muscular fatigue, you must understand exercise physiology. Before the exercise physiology, you must understand biochemistry. But actually, most important thing is you should understand ATP. ATP's role. The moderate free energy release from ATP hydrolysis and the moderate free energy demand for regenerating ATP mean that it is a favorable molecule to support energy transfer in both directions. Although the free energy is not too much for comparing other compounds, it can be regenerated easily, relatively easily because of moderate free energy demand. For example, using creatine phosphate, we can regenerate ATP, and free energy released from ATP hydrolysis, we can add a phosphate to glucose molecule, forming glucose 6-phosphate. As you learn, for chemical reaction that can release sufficient free energy, nature has evolved or was created to have most of these reactions coupled to the regeneration of ATP as a product from ADP and a phosphate group as a substrate. As such, as soon as there is a net breakdown of ATP, metabolism increases to regenerate ATP from the now increasing ADP and either free inorganic phosphate or phosphate group attached to a certain metabolite. The cell then uses the energy from ATP in a controlled and regulated manner to fuel cell work, which could consist of chemical work, muscle contraction, molecular transport, movement within or from cell, etc. You will learn that the cell's ATP concentration is fairly well maintained, even in skeletal muscle during the most intense contraction. This only makes sense given the pivotal role of ATP in cell-free energy transfer. Energy metabolism exists in cell to maintain the concentration of cellular ATP. The cell stable concentration of ATP, which for skeletal muscle approximately 8 millimole per kilogram wet weight, corresponding to the most favorable condition of the cell function. The biggest tip I can give you right now is that you should view the cellular concentration of ATP as a favorable requirement for optimal metabolism and cell work. The cellular concentration of ATP is not an energy store. Again, metabolism functions to maintain cellular ATP. When metabolism fails to do this, the cell work diminishes because cell-free energy transfer has been severely compromised. During intense exercise, we call this muscle fatigue. While research continues to further our understanding of the multiple causes of muscle fatigue, even a small decrease in the muscle ATP concentration is a contributing factor. This glossary word of this lecture. ATP is the abbreviation for adenosine triphosphate, the main molecule in cell, this is important, that is used to capture and release free energy. And next one, how about, adenosine is a nucleoside base consisting of an adenine and reverse group. Adenosine is also the structural core of the annihilate energy molecule ATP, ADP, and AMP. You will learn soon. And anything else? Oh, free energy. Free energy is the energy available from energy transfer that can be used to complete work. ATP hydrolysis refers to the involvement of water in the breakdown of ATP. So with water, 2 ADP, inorganic phosphate, and proton. You already know that, right? And there are product and substrate. Cell work is the use of free energy by a cell to perform work that could be in chemical, mechanical, light or electrical form. And metabolism is the net sum of all reactions of a cell, tissue, or organism. Thank you.